Hey Bookies! Today I'm going to be doing the 25 bookish facts about me, so let's get started. I don't have like a counter or anything, so I might go over or under 25. So sorry. But I'm really bad at keeping track of stuff like that. So I'm going to start, but basically the 25 bookish facts about me is just a tag that you do and you say 25 facts about you that are bookish. So number one, I'm going to start, the way that I'm doing my shelves right now is by genre. Number two, I just started doing this last year? I think last year or the year before, because having them alphabetical order was driving me mad. Because number three, I kept all of my read and unread together for a very long time, and that confused me. So number four, my unread are now in storage totes scattered throughout my house. It is bad. Number five, I like bookish maps. So let's see here. I'm going to turn you around for a second. If you can see, that is my wall of bookish maps. I love it so. And then that one right there, that is Castle and Their Bones. I got to figure out now where to put that. Number six, I have two. I don't even know if I'm in frame anymore. I have two little library carts. This is my big one that my husband got me. And then I have the Michael's one. I don't even know if you can see this on camera. The Michael's one that everyone loves. I kind of broke the Michael's one, so I guess that's number seven. I put too many books on the Michael's cart and I broke it. It leans out. But it's okay. We still put books on it. It's fine. Number whatever. I don't know. I'll start just keeping a tally up front. I read for long spans of time rather than short. I don't like short spans. I really don't. I can't do the 5 minutes of reading, 5 minutes off. I can't do that. So when I sprint for at least an hour. That's a good long period of time for me. And in that time, that is usually when I get a lot of reading done, because when I guess this is the next fact. When I start and stop reading for sprints, I can't focus that much because it keeps taking me out of the story. Whereas when I sit down and do hour-plus long sprints, I am able to concentrate more, and thus that's when I start reading faster. But next fact, I am already a pretty fast reader. I read about 300-plus books a year. In 2020... next fact, I guess, I don't know. In 2020, I read 549, I think. I'll put the thing. I don't know. I'll put the something there. It was a very stressful year. Next fact, I read when I'm stressed. I prefer ebooks over physical books for the most part, because when I'm needing to read a lot of books at once, I prefer ebook over physical, because of ebook I usually read faster with them, because I am a naturally competitive person. So I tend to compete with myself with the little timer in the bottom of the Kindle, and I'm like, this thing says I'm going to get done with this book in 2 hours and 13 minutes. I can get done in an hour and 49. That's how my brain works. Which is also why I have a bit of an issue for this month, because that same part of my brain that I think we named Robert in the previous video I did, said that we could absolutely read 56 books in February. I am currently at 15. And in January I read 31. Yeah, I think this is the most I've reread books this year so far. It's been 2. I don't reread books that much. I just don't. I really don't. Sometimes I really like to, like when I decided, the Ugly series, which is my favorite dystopian series. when I decided to reread it, I reread the whole series, which I will again. But for the most part, I don't reread books. I don't really like to. I collect a bunch of Bookish merch. I probably have my most Bookish merch stock in candles, but closely followed by Fable bands, which this is not a Fable band. This is another headband that came in a different box. But I love Fable bands. I like anything that's Bookish, especially something with hair. But I also really like signs, Bookish signs. And this shop is now, like, she's closed down because she moved and stuff like that. But also, like, dolls and stuff like that. Plushies. Bookish dolls, Bookish plushies. I'm all here for. When I started reading, oh, it's a kitty. So when I was younger, I actually didn't like reading. I went through a period from, I was fairly young, to probably about middle grade. I really didn't enjoy reading. And then I did one day. I don't know. I found Nancy Drew. I really liked Nancy Drew. And I quickly went through the library's whole stock within a couple of months. Yeah, they had to order more. The librarian was like, go buy your own. So then that's when I started going to different bookstores that did like buy used. They buy used and stuff like that. So I started buying my own. But also because I started reading a ton when I was younger, that was when they started doing like the accelerated reading test and stuff like that. Don't know if they're still doing that. It was kind of crap. But I would always get like either #1 or close-ish to #1. I won several reading awards. And I had my picture in the paper once. It's kind of weird. I was little. And when I officially read all the books that I was interested in the library, but I was still in the AR program, they had to give me access to the AR computerized library. So that way I could, when I bought books at different bookstores, I could look up the information on there and write down the points and stuff, like what this was worth and etc. for the teacher, because she was not going to be doing that for like 100+ books every couple of months or so, whatever I was reading. It was a lot. I pity all my teachers. I also didn't need to, but I went to summer school because it was easier to put me in summer school with my cousin and have the school babysit me than to find a babysitter for me for one summer. So I spent the whole summer reading in the classroom while he did work. Sorry, Will. Let's see here. I don't even know what number we're at. We're probably over 25. I don't know. Edit page, tell me. But I got a couple more things. I used to read a ton of audiobooks because when I moved down here, the commute to and from work was between 1.5 hours and 2 hours. So I would use that time to read in the car, so audiobooks. And now that I don't work, I don't read audiobooks anymore. Which is kind of sad because I became an approved audiobook. I became like auto approved for HarperCollins? I can't remember. I got auto approved for someone on NetGalley for audiobooks specifically, and now I don't. I need to figure out how to do that again. I have this insane bookmark method. I have a lot of different really random traditions and methods regarding reading. One of them is that every book that I read, every new one, gets a new bookmark. Don't ask me why. I don't know. And like there's a certain order to this. It's very complicated. I won't go into it. But there's an order and I have to follow it. There's also an order when it comes to my reading time. I have to do so many things in order to get everything right. I even have my own casting list that I add lo-fi music to because of the certain order of stuff that I have to get through. And a part of that order is that I use Bookly to keep track of my reading and stuff like that. And I also have notes that I keep actively while reading, because I have a goldfish brain and I will very much forget where I am, where I am, what the book is about, you know, what's going on, etc., etc., etc. And I include, like, I try to include trigger warnings and stuff like that. If I don't keep track of them, I'm going to forget. Let's just be honest. I am one of those weird people that doesn't mind spoilers. I am actively begging one of my friends to give me the second Crescent City book spoilers right now, because I really don't mind. I won't be able to read those books probably for like a decade at this rate. And I would like to be in the know. I like to be in the know. Like, I know the plot twist of Crooked Kingdom, and it's fine. I'm still going to read Crooked Kingdom one day. I am also another weird person that does not read the synopsis of the book. I started doing that when I started actively reviewing books, because I noticed that some authors relied on you having to read the synopsis in order to know what was going on in the book, which I don't think you should. I think that the synopsis should be able to stand alone, and the book should be able to stand alone. They shouldn't have to have each other to lean on. So that's why I don't read synopsises, because when I'm reading the book, if I feel like I don't understand something and I go to the synopsis after I read it and I figure out, oh, that's why I didn't understand XYZ, I down it a couple of stars. Either this year or next year, my husband and I are going to do a movie marathon of book to movies adaptations. And hopefully I will be able to get through that. I'm most horrible at watching movies. I have a ton of reading to do. I don't know. Let's see here. I counted one year, and it's just really, really exhausting to count. But I counted one year, and we had 650. And I know that we've grown since then, because I know that the pile that I had of books I had in my floorboard wasn't that bad. But then I did a big purge, so maybe we're at like 650 or 550, I don't know. But there's a ton. It just doesn't look like that anymore, because I've cleaned up my library and everything's in a tub. But I used to have all my unread books in the floor. They were all just stacked up. It was really, really sad. But I think that is 25. That I'm pretty sure I went over 25. But yeah, 25-ish facts, bookish facts about me. Let me know some of yours down below, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.